Good morning, everybody. Hope you guys are all having an awesome day. So today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be eating an entire Big Mac meal and seeing how many pull-ups it takes to burn all those calories off. Now, I already have a 30-minute pull-up session today, so we're going to be adding on top of that because it's definitely going to take longer than 30 minutes to burn all of that. And hopefully I don't throw up. As you guys know, I'm super meticulous about what I eat before my pull-up sessions. It's always a Jersey Mike's Italian sub on white, so this is going to be a big change of pace. But until then, we've got a couple sessions to do. Hopefully you guys are actually able to see them because last time I tried to film some sessions, everybody just kind of ended up canceling. Then all that was in the vlog with me walking into the gym and just being like, oh yeah, by the way, my client canceled. So this couple that I'm training today, they train together. I've trained them for a while now. What I do with them is I handle their programming outside. So it's like they're lifting, I make all their workouts for them. And then I see them one time a week. And since they've gotten very confident with their lifting, we've ironed out the form and everything like that. What they choose to do on our days together are some HIIT workouts. So HIIT workouts are a fantastic way to be able to burn a little bit of extra calories and then just really supplement whatever they're doing with their lifting already, since they're already lifting 4 times a week. So with that being said, come on in, let's hit the session. Don't forget the push up on your man maker there, sir. What are we doing? There it is. Ah, yes, forget. That's the word. Dang. He's just doing boy makers right now. Nice. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. Yeah, so with the knee tuck, you're basically kind of balancing on your tailbone, extend out, come together. It's a little bit of a balancing act. But yeah, so before you start, just kind of sit on the tailbone, kind of like I am, extend out, and together. Perfect. Just like that. So that was our first session of the day. I found that group training is something that's become really popular lately, just because you're able to kind of have that accountability partner, not just like from the trainer, but you also have someone who's kind of doing it with you, whether it's just like a friend or maybe like a significant other. And I found that people have really enjoyed that and gotten some pretty good results. And plus, one thing that I do with my programming too is like, yes, you have the session that you're doing while you're with me, but I'm also making some workouts for you to do on your own that are still custom made to you. And even if you're in a group with someone else, you're able to have different workouts than them because everyone kind of has individualized and personalized goals. So I'm honestly not overly excited about this challenge because I am not a huge fan of McDonald's as a whole. Like, it's not terrible, but I just feel like compared to other fast food burgers, McDonald's just kind of like, you just took that burger and then you just kind of like dunked it in like a trash can. And I feel like there's never a good experience when it comes to going to McDonald's, but you know, we'll see. All right, moment of truth, we are here. Thank you.
And it's gonna be a wait. Can you report to number 2, please?
To number 2. All right, thank you. All right, so we got our drink. So step 1 done. You know, in typical McDonald's fashion, the drive-thru is not always as efficient as it is at other places. So we are currently in our parking spot waiting, but I never really had McDonald's a whole lot as a kid growing up. Both my parents are pharmacists really, but my dad has a background in nutrition. That's what he specializes in. So we always kind of had pretty decently structured meals. So that made it easier when I went into the fitness industry because I already kind of had an idea of how everything worked growing up from a nutrition standpoint. I feel like that's something that a lot of families lack. So I'm super grateful for that because people just don't know. They don't teach these kind of things. So it's super helpful to have that. But we would, you know, have, you know, fast food every now and then. Just McDonald's wasn't really our like thing of choice. It's not like I grew up in a family I was like, oh, no sugar, no fast food, or like anything like that, right? I've actually never had a Big Mac before. So this will be my first time doing it. I've had McDonald's, just no Big Mac. I'm kind of nervous. I feel like I'm gonna throw up. And switching from Jersey Mike's to a Big Mac is a big difference. So we'll see how this goes. So fingers crossed. All right, thank you. This greedy dog. This is a huge bag. I'm stressed. I'm 100% gonna throw up. But this greedy little monster over here thinks that all food is for her. Literally anytime I go to eat, literally anything. But in this case, I did actually get these for her. Mitski, you want a nug? Mitski. Here, take your nug. Oh my gosh. You want to fry instead? Here you go. You were ridiculous. If she was off camera, this dog would be begging like crazy. Look how comfortable she looks back there. She looks real nice and cozy. So, as I mentioned before, this is already my first time trying a Big Mac, so it's gonna be a bit of a taste test as well. I already got a little bit of sauce on my hands, but it looks more appetizing than your typical McDonald's burger, so that's already a plus. We'll see how this tastes. It's better than I expected. The sauce is pretty good. It gives a nice little extra touch that you don't get on the typical McDonald's burger. With that being said, it's still a McDonald's burger, and I will always argue that Wendy's is better and Culver's is better, but it's not bad. I'll give it like third place for my fast food burgers. Still ahead of like Burger King. So, drink, finished, fries, finished, burger, finished. So, I'm gonna give myself about an hour to an hour and a half before I actually start hitting my pull-ups so I don't immediately throw up. But other than that, we will see how this goes. All right, so moment of truth, it's here. I chose to do this on a 30-minute pull-up session for my world record training. I chose to do it on a 30-minute session just because I figured the endurance would probably be suffering because of what I ate, so I didn't want to sacrifice like a full hour session. I figured I would have a better luck here, so that's what we're going for. But to be completely honest, I think it's going to take longer than 30 minutes to be able to actually burn off all of these calories. And I'm not going to lie to y'all, we haven't even started. I feel freaking horrible. I feel like my stomach is like 800 pounds. I feel sluggish. I feel like out of breath for some reason. So this is how you can tell that I never really eat like this, and especially not before a pull-up session. So I get nervous before these, you know, doing my regular preparation. So guess what? Now knowing that I'm probably gonna either throw up or poop my pants, I am extra nervous. I wanna know how many pull-ups y'all think it's gonna take me to be able to burn all these calories. I tend to think that I'm probably gonna be able to do it in about 1,300 pull-ups, but honestly, who knows? So leave your guess down in the comments. So I got this as a precautionary measure just so I'd be prepared for whatever may happen. Jeez, I literally just started and I already feel like crap. I feel like I'm not flying up the bar as fast. No bueno.
A few moments later.
Good news and bad news. Good news is even though I felt freaking terrible throughout that whole thing, I was somehow able to beat my record of 5:17. I did 5:18. So once I don't have a Big Mac in my system, I think I'll crush that 30-minute record. Bad news is I've already done another 18 pull-ups. I'm only at 490 calories. I'll have to do a total of 1,110. I got a long way to go. I have to go be at work in 40 minutes. I'm gonna have to do this in 2 parts.
2 hours later.
All right, Ronald, guess what? I'm back for round 2. I'm feeling a little bit better after letting my food settle for a little bit, but I'm not gonna lie, I know putting these gloves on right now, I can already feel it. They're just so moist, and now that I'm not actively sweaty, it feels disgusting. But we are at 730 pull-ups. We have 790 calories burnt. So we have a little over 300 left. So let's go finish this out, man. I'm probably just gonna watch Naruto fight clips until I finish this to help me will my way through. But we are on the tail end, so let's lock in and get these pull-ups. Okay guys, that was it. We have officially burned 1,110 calories. We have done 1,077 pull-ups. So, for a Big Mac meal with a Dr. Pepper, it takes approximately 1,077 pull-ups to go burn that off. Now, I understand Apple Watches aren't always the most accurate, but just a ballpark number. With that being said, 1,077 pull-ups is a lot. But to be completely honest, there was a big performance decrease too because of how heavy the food felt. So that's another thing to keep in mind. Not all food is the same. Some food makes you feel worse when you're going through your workouts. And that was definitely something I experienced today. This just goes to show that really weight loss is really just about calories in versus calories out. I ate a horrible meal, but from like a weight loss, weight gain standpoint, nothing changed for me because I burnt it all off. It's really just all about numbers. You have to do a lot of work to burn off something like this. And I'm not saying that you need to go and just chase the exact number of calories you burnt, just try to burn the exact amount of calories that you consume because that's just a quick way to get to an eating disorder. But if you have a bad meal or something like that and you were trying to have it not affect your fitness goals, you can balance it out, but there's a lot that needs to be done. Hence me doing 1,077 pull-ups. And I felt like crap doing those 1,077 pull-ups. Like my endurance was just not the same down the line. I felt heavy, I just didn't feel great, and I just felt nauseous. But we did the best that we could, and we grinded it out. Needless to say, now, Ronald McDonald, you and I have beef. So I always like to watch my reps back from each of the pull-up sessions just to make sure that my form's looking good and if there's anything that I need to clean up or maybe I miscounted, because when you're doing that many freaking pull-ups, it is hard to do simple math. So I like to watch these back for those reasons. You may ask, Joe, why are you laying on the floor to watch your reps back? Why don't you sit in a chair or like on the couch or something, especially since the dogs are hovering over you and they are mauling you with licks? But my response to that would be, mind your own business. So we're about to wrap up for the day. I just need to do my nighttime routine. There's a few supplements that I kind of go through every single night to make sure that I'm just recovering as well as possible. First thing that I do is my nighttime protein shake. So it's a combination of a few things. The first of which being collagen. I know a lot of people hate on collagen, especially in the fitness space, because it's technically an incomplete protein. But I'm not doing it for the protein purposes. I'm doing it more for the joint health and like the ligament health and all that kind of stuff. It's also good for your hair, skin, and nails. Then I go mix in some whey protein. The whey protein is there for, being fast absorbing. You build the most muscle during your sleep cycle, so it's important to make sure you're having protein in there. You have multiple sleep cycles spanning over what should be 8 hours of you sleeping. So I mix whey protein with casein protein. So why do I do these two? It's because the whey protein helps you hit that first sleep cycle as you're going to sleep. The casein protein is there to kind of be slowly released, since whey is fast absorbing whey and casein is slow, to be slowly released throughout your sleep cycles to make sure that you are getting an amount of protein in through each of those cycles. You're not really wasting any of them. I like a combination of all of that in my protein shake. This protein shake alone at night is like 66 grams of protein or something. Like, it is a lot. So definitely a good one. It's been a staple basically since I've been working out. But doesn't taste the greatest. Gross. That's why I chug it. Next, we have a little bit of glucosamine. This is just for, again, joint health, making sure I'm kind of preserving myself, minimizing my injury risk. Next, we have vitamin C. Vitamin C is really good for making sure it's assisting with the collagen absorption. Next, we're moving on to magnesium. Magnesium helps you in recovery. It's also good for relaxation, helps you get kind of like more quality sleep. To be honest, magnesium is a little bit of everything. It's fantastic. And the last thing we got here is some ashwagandha. So ashwagandha is just good for, just general health and testosterone production. But that is the last thing we take. So that is everything that we take before bed as kind of our nighttime routine. I know it's quite a few things, but honestly, whenever you are training for something like this, you make sure your body's operating at peak capacity. So I make sure I'm really ironed out on everything else. But that's gonna just about do it for me for today. I really appreciate all the support and everything on the vlogs that we've been getting lately. It's a lot more than I kind of expected out the gate, so I'm very grateful for that. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. It would be greatly appreciated. We'll be hitting you guys with more content as we continue. If you want to follow me throughout the rest of my pull-up journey, watch me train to break the world record for most pull-ups in 1 hour. If you enjoy the vlogs, if you enjoy the shorts, whatever it may be, we got plenty of content coming ready for y'all. So I appreciate you guys. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Peace.